This is Hollywood after all. And what can I say? They don't care. They don't really care. I don't know if anybody heard that last few minutes. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I'm going to have a look now. And silly me, the entire rant did not even happen. Oh my god. Oh, I must be sicker than I thought. So, yet again, hey guys, it's the Comic Relief Crusader, and I just ranted on for I think about maybe 9 minutes before I realized nobody was even really hearing me. So, excuse me, I am a little bit under the weather. So, um, yeah, Chris Pratt under attack, um, by the Twitter mafia again. Uh, what can I say? That, then I'm gonna have to remember how to repeat the whole entire thing that I was talking about for the last 10 minutes. That's kind of embarrassing. But um, yeah, so something very interesting in the news. Adams, I apologize, guys. Like I said, I'm not exactly feeling the best. And I didn't even realize I was in the studio. Saw something very interesting. James Gunn defends Pratt. Um, yeah, for his Christianity. And I thought, you know what? Okay, first of all, James Gunn, I like him as an actor. I like his movies. He really knows how to tell a tale. I'll say that much. Maybe not all of them are hits, but that doesn't matter. But kudos to the guy that stands up for another person's beliefs. You know, you don't have to stand up for some. You don't have to believe in the same thing that somebody else believes. But if you're standing up for what a person chooses to believe, well, then that guy can't be all that bad in my books. So what was going on is that, as you may or may not know, Chris Pratt, yeah, he's been under attack for on and off for the past few years. I mean, this pretty much, I think, probably started like back in 2019 with Ellen Page. I don't give a crap if she goes by Elliot Page and thinks she's a male. She's delusional. You can't change DNA. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, basically accused Chris, I believe, in an interview that was, attending a church that was anti LGBTQ, whatever. Uh, so, so, uh, you know, uh, it, what somebody believes, as long as you're not going to be killing someone, look, in the Christian belief, you don't have to agree or condone the actions of LGBTQRSTUV. Okay? It doesn't mean that they hate you. It just means that in the belief as a whole, it's not exactly something condoned by God. Okay? And and it's something that shouldn't be practiced. And that's it, right? I would love to see Ellen Page try to say the same thing to a Muslim actor. And don't get me wrong, there are some in Hollywood. But you know what? I would like to see her have the proverbial balls, if you were, to try to tell a bunch of Muslims that too, that they're being anti-LGBTQ, whatever. She wouldn't do it. But as you know, for the past few years, for the longest time, Christianity's always been under attack. Why? Because they feel that it's the easiest thing to attack because they won't fight back. You know, whether or not that is or is not true, it doesn't give you a license to be a dick. You know, and make fun of somebody's belief. You know, I might not agree with uh, Taoism or Islam or or Sikhs or anything like that. I may not agree with any of them, but you know what? Whether or not I think it's wrong what they believe in is immaterial. Okay, I have to keep conduct with my personal walk in life. So anyway, so back to James Gunn. With all these attacks going on, people are like, oh no, Chris Pratt's done irreparable damage to Peter Quill's public image, and I'm begging you all to separate the character from the actor. Uh, it's like, first of all, Peter Quill is fiction. He's a comic book character. He's a character in a movie. He's not real. So you know what? Shut up. You know, other people are like, it's clear that he's a conservative Christian Republican. His PR team does an amazing job, but his actions only align him with oppressive groups. Well, let's see. The only oppressive groups going on are those trying to cancel him. Essentially saying that he shouldn't have an opinion. Hey, Blaster, how's it going? So, excuse me. So when you got the Rainbow Mafia after you, and when you have cancel culture after you constantly, the only oppressive ones are those that are doing the bitching and complaining. So James Gunn comes along and is like, for what? Because of your made up God, I can't talk. Because of your made up, utterly false beliefs about him, for something that someone else told you about him that's not true. Chris Pratt would never be replaced as Star-Lord, but if he ever was, we would all be going with him. There you go. Thank you, James Gunn. Thank you for having the balls to say what actually needs to be said. He also said, I know the church he currently goes to. Do you? The answer is you don't. But you heard from someone who heard from someone who heard from someone where he goes to church, so decided, yeah, okay, I'll believe this terrible thing I heard online about this celebrity. Most of you retards out there, if you're going to listen to this, personally, I couldn't give two craps if you did or not. You know what? If somebody were to push their beliefs on you and tell you what you should be doing with your life and how you should be conducting yourself, you'd be giving them the finger. You'd be ranting and raving and screaming to the top of your lungs, looking for an excuse to probably kill them at this point. But you're doing the exact same thing. Stay out of his business. You don't have the Willy Wonka golden ticket to invade a person's privacy, to meddle with what they fundamentally believe in life. You don't get to do that. You don't. You don't. So, same thing with what was it? Patricia Heaton? You know, the one that played the wife on Everybody Loves Raymond. She also came out as Christian too. People have constantly tried to attack her as well. It's like, it's funny. It's like Christianity is like the taboo religion, but it seems like in Hollywood, everything else goes, you know? Excuse me as I sip on some Neocitrin. You know, for God's sake, you can be a Scientologist like, say, Will Smith or Tom Cruise, and nobody bats an eye at those lunatics. You can be a paganist. you can yeah, you can come out as gay, you can come out as trans, you can come out as God, you can come out as an Apache helicopter if you wanted to. But God forbid you come out as a Christian. Oh my God. It's like you grew two heads and you killed somebody's puppy. This is what I don't understand. It's really, honestly, what I don't understand. You know, just because Christianity doesn't go along with the alphabet mafia, the rainbow mafia agenda. That's all that it is. So therefore, you must pay your penance and you must pay the dues and you must be sacrificed on the altar of the rubber dildo. Or at least, you know, that's what it surely looks like. I mean, hell, it's doing great for Disney so far, isn't it? Right? Tanking and tanking and tanking and tanking. And, oh, yeah, yeah. Disney's just doing great. So, I don't know. I think this week might be just probably a short rant, even though it's been probably, I suppose, technically 10 minutes because 9 minutes in, I noticed that I wasn't even broadcasting whatsoever. So I'm not exactly feeling the best, and I'm trying to just get over a really nasty cold. No, I don't have the COVID. I just got a really nasty bug. That's about it. It's what happens when you go onto a podcast for about 3 hours and not realize how cold it is in your basement. So, you know what? Kudos to James Gunn for standing up for Chris Pratt. You know, and a lot of other Marvel MCU actors have actually stood up for Chris Pratt as well, saying, you know what, he's an awesome guy. He's a nice guy. You know, leave him alone. He hasn't done anything wrong. But yeah, it doesn't matter what somebody believes. Leave them alone. Let them have their beliefs in peace. You know, it's not like dirty laundry that has to be displayed for everyone to see. Plus, on top of that, he really does nothing wrong anyway. You know, he celebrates Easter like most people. He's genuinely good. Visits children's hospitals. He'll put up a cross in his backyard, I believe, one year for Easter. No, nothing wrong with him. But you know what? What you will see is probably him getting less and less parts, which is unfortunate because Chris Pratt has the potential to, I think, to go pretty far. But yeah, but because it's going against the whole narrative of the way Hollywood wants things to be done, yeah, you probably won't see him in a lot of things after that, unless it's maybe small time things like maybe films on Netflix or something like that. So I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go lie down. I'm gonna get over this nasty cold. And yeah, Blaster, if you are still there, thank you also for joining in. Appreciate it. And this is the Comic Relief Crusader. I'll talk to you guys soon.